Madison has been in a crisis center now for over a week now, and she's been very happy. She has stated of Rafaela slapping her in the face. She has reported multiple times of
Madison Collazo. It's file 25-11096-DD. Present with us today is Luis and Rafaela Collazo. I also see Shirley Elizabeth, Joanne Jasinski, Paula Collazo. I do see Madison is with us, as well as biological mother, Ms. Trosper is with us. And then finally, we have Mr. Perry from Adult Protective Services is with us as well. Back in March of this year, I signed an order appointing Rafaela as the partial guardian of Madison, and then Luis was the standby guardian at that time as well. And then more recently, there was sent into the court in near the end of June a petition to terminate that guardianship, and that was filed by Ms. Trosper. The court then appointed Adult Protective Services to make an investigation, and that's why Mr. Perry is here with us today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Ms. Trosper an opportunity to tell me why it is that she believes that the guardianship should be ended. And then I'll ask Mr. Perry to tell me about his investigation and the results of that, and then we can go from there. So Ms. Trosper, if you would please tell me why you believe that the guardianship should be terminated.
Okay, so I have met Madison when she was 16. The Collazos had put a PPO against me, which I understood that she was 16. It kind of happened with no choice. Madison has stated to me multiple times out through the 2 years of abuse and neglect of what the Collazos have done. I have the PPO against me from the Collazos, where they stated that Madison was born fetal alcohol syndrome. She was born with it. And I also have the evidence to prove that she was not born with that.
Ms. Trosper, we're not going to go back over an entire history of this case from back to Madison's birth. This is a guardianship more recently. Paula Collazo, if you're going to make faces and gestures, you're going to be removed from the courtroom. So, Ms. Trosper,
okay,
your job today is to tell me why you believe currently that a guardianship is not necessary. Then I'll take those allegations and I'll talk to Mr. Perry and see what he came up with. But we're not going to go back over 18 years worth of history here. So tell me why right now you believe that a guardianship is not necessary.
Okay. I don't think that Rafaela or Luis Collazo are appropriate for Madison's guardianship, because Madison has been in a crisis center now for over a week now, and she's been very happy. She has stated of Rafaela slapping her in the face. She has reported multiple times of Rafaela and Luis threatening her and hurting her. Rafaela has tried.
You're a liar.
Ma'am, you're going to be muted. I'm not going to have statements like that yelled out in the courtroom. You're in a court.
She's lying.
Mute her, please. Ms. Collazo, you either close your mouth or I'm going to hold you in contempt of court. You do not get to make outbursts in court just because you want to. You'll treat this as a courtroom or you'll be removed from it. Ms. Trosper, go ahead.
Absolutely. So Madison has reported multiple times of abuse and neglect on Rafaela and Luis Collazo, of hurting her, hitting her, punching her. I do have recordings and pictures of the abuse. But truly, to be honest, Your Honor, I can sit here and tell you what she has told me until I'm blue in the face. But really, what's going to matter is what comes out of Madison's mouth and tells you the truth. She's the one that lived it. She's the one that went through it all. And all I could do was file the court papers to protect her and help her through all this.
All right. Ms. Trosper, would it be fair to say that you have not observed any of those claims yourself. You've heard what Madison has said, but you've not heard any of those allegations or seen any of those allegations yourself. Is that true?
I have been on the phone multiple times when Rafaela has been screaming at her, and I was on the phone with her, and I will take a lie detector test to prove that if I have to, that Rafaela was pushing her out of the car while the car was moving down the road and trying to push her out.
Ma'am, is that something that you saw, or you say that you heard that?
I heard it while I was on the phone with Madison.
How would you hear someone being pushed out of a car?
Because Rafaela was screaming at Madison, get out, and pushing her while Madison's screaming, please no.
How do you know that she was pushing her if you're simply listening?
Because Madison was screaming, please don't hit me, don't push me. And she's my daughter, I believe her.
Ms. Strasper, when was this?
This was in 2023, 24.
Well, that's a long time. When approximately?
I've been trying to fight this, and I just keep getting shut down, just like being lied about on court papers. I do have the proof. I have it all to prove that I did not.
You have proof of what?
That I did not bring harm or anything to Madison. I've never.
Ma'am, we're not talking about what you did. There's nothing here about what you did.
Right.
This is not about you. This is about whether or not Madison should have a guardian and who that guardian should be. So the question isn't what did you do? The question is, why should the guardianship that's already been granted, why should that be terminated?
Well, because Madison is 18 and she should deserve to be an adult. She has been in this crisis center now, and Rafaela has come up here, and there is staffing here that would stand up with Madison and say that Rafaela has come here to trigger Madison and argue with Maddie. She has stated to Madison and to the courts.
Ms. Strasper, do you have other witnesses today then?
We have the staffing, but this wasn't a subpoena court. I had no subpoena papers to subpoena people to court. This is a crisis center, so I can't just tell them, hey, I need you to come into the courtroom. They have to actually be subpoenaed because of rules and
So did you ask the court for a subpoena?
No, I didn't know that we were going to have to go into that. It's not every day that I go through this.
What did you think was going to happen today?
I was hoping that you would listen to Madison, to hear her side, hear her story, give her a chance.
Are there any other allegations that you want to bring to my attention today?
Just the way that Rafaela has hit Madison. And I want you to hear Madison. She's scared of these people.
All right. Mr. Perry, have you had an adequate opportunity to investigate this matter?
So far I have, Judge. The investigation was assigned last Thursday, and the facts that I have is that on June 20th, Madison was transported by a sheriff's department from her home to Otsego Memorial Hospital based on suicidal ideations. While at the hospital, she was screened by community mental health, and it was determined it would be in her best interest and the Colazos at that time, based on that threat of risk, for her to go to the Alpine crisis residential home. I was able to interview Madison. She did describe an incident she noted June 13th, where Rafaela Colazo, her mother, adoptive mother, did slap her with the back of her hand. I did have an opportunity the following day to visit the Colazos' residence and interview Rafaela and Luis Colazo. I brought up that incident with Ms. Colazo, and she described, she admitted that did happen. They were in a car together. she was talking to Madison about applying for jobs. Madison began to mock and be disrespectful with Miss Collazo, trying to educate her on that matter. And regrettably, Miss Collazo said she did, with the back of her hand, hit Madison, but that Madison was trying to take the wheel during that occasion and also pushing her, and she had to pull the vehicle over. I have coordinated with Elizabeth Shirley with Community Mental Health, and it's in my opinion that based on the substantial risk between the Collazos and Madison, that tempers be sort of brought down with out of the home placement with Miss Collazo remaining as guardian, and then being able to gauge risk while also advocating for Madison to continue to participate in services and whatever goals she may have for her future.
So your recommendation is that Madison remain where she's at for the kind of as a respite time period as for the moment, but that she remain having a guardian. Is that correct?
I do. And I believe that Collazos are in agreement with Community Mental Health and that there is a plan going forward. And they have noted they don't right now wish for Madison to come home for Madison's benefit as well as theirs due to the heightened nature of what's going on.
All right. Madison, let me hear from you. What is it that you want to do?
I don't want to go back. I don't.
Nobody's asking you to go back right now. The only question is whether or not there should be a guardian. Can you take care of yourself?
Yes, because ever since I came to the crisis center, I had not felt suicidal. Ever.
Well,
I was more happy over here than I was over there. I got out more. I went outside. I never stayed in the room for a very long time.
You know that somebody needs to take care of you, right? You're not going to be able to be out and have a house on your own for right now.
Yeah.
You understand that, right?
And yet I have my bio mom. She helps me through everything. She helped me stop self-harming.
All right. What else do you want to tell me?
Tell him everything. I'm suicidal because of the adoptive parents. I was suicidal since I was 13 when the abuse started.
What do you call abuse?
Getting hit, having my hair pulled, and telling me that I should just die, that they regret having me, and that they never wanted me there, that I make their life a living hell.
And what did you do in those situations?
Go to my room and cry.
Okay. Mr. Perry told me that you were being disrespectful to your mother, Ms. Collazo. Is that true?
No,
Why would you say it if it wasn't true?
because that's what my adoptive parents want to know. They want people.
That was his opinion. That was his opinion. After talking to you and to your adoptive parents, why would he say that is true if you weren't being disrespectful?
How would I be disrespectful?
He didn't go into details. I'm just using the same word that he did. Why would he come to that conclusion if you didn't do anything wrong?
Adoptive mother slapped my face because I said I can do what I want in my college if I wanted to do art and gaming. And then it started escalating things. And she says that I will not make a fortune of my life if I did art.
So what was escalating?
That she wouldn't understand. And then she starts bad-mouthing literally everyone. My friends, my bio mom, literally everyone that I know. Plus my adoptive mom also told me to live with my bio mom.
All right. Are you currently working with Community Mental Health, Madison?
Yes,
What are you doing with them?
getting better
How are you doing that?
by going out more, talking to more people, telling my problems instead of bottling it up.
Okay. What does community mental health recommend that you do?
To get better and to stop, to get out more and to be less antisocial, to make friends.
So do they recommend that you hurt the relationship that you have with your adoptive parents?
No,
Why does this need to be a get rid of one and have a good relationship with your bio mom? Why do you have to
I
have
don't
this
feel
be
safe with my
against
parents.
You need to let me ask the question before you start answering. Why does this need to be one against the other?
Because one is safer, one is not.
How long have you been with your adoptive parents, Madison?
14 years.
Where was your biological mother during those 14 years?
How was I supposed to know? I only met her when I was 16.
Exactly. How long have you been with your adoptive parents?
14 years.
That counts for nothing in your mind?
14 years of abuse.
Who told you that?
Myself. Because I'm the one that lived in that house. No one else knew about it.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to tell me, Madison?
That also, adoptive father also threatened me that he would kick me hard if I didn't go to Crossroads. It's a job that I didn't want to go to.
All right. Anything else that you want to let me know?
No.
All right. Rafaela and Luis Galazzo, can I see you on the video, please? All right. Let me hear from Rafaela first. Ma'am, what are your thoughts as to the request to terminate the guardianship?
Well, since she's so unhappy with the life that she has here, it's up to you to decide what is the best for her. We provide a home for all these years, and we love her. She's still, I consider, my daughter, and I don't understand this situation. Everything turns out since she met her biological mom. I don't know. It's up to you. We are just devastated.
All right. Are you still willing to be the guardian in this matter?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. It appears to me that we are going through a bit of a normal teenage up and down towards parent kind of situation. And I'm not ready at this point to blow things up because I don't think it's necessary. This is a circumstance that's fairly common where teenagers will say what they want in order to get a little bit of more freedom, and they often will throw people under the bus to do that, especially where there are persons that are intruding and offering them a bit more freedom. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to do what Mr. Perry recommends, which is allow some respite to occur. I think Madison's in a safe place where she's at. She's at a place where she can hopefully understand a little bit more about how life works. And we'll keep the parties separated for a while. Hopefully the temperature will decrease, the antagonism will decrease, and Madison can then have a good relationship with both sides of her family, both with her biological mother and with her adoptive parents. I don't see the need to change the guardianship at this point. It's a partial guardianship. There are no general restrictions on Madison being able to do what she wants to do at this point. But I think it's important for her to have a connection with the Colazos and that connection remains strong. So I'm going to deny the request at this point. Ms. Strasper, your job is to have a good relationship with your daughter. It is not to take down her relationship with her adoptive parents. Her adoptive parents stepped in when you couldn't. You can have a relationship with her now that she's an adult, but her adoptive parents are the people that have been with her for years, decades, and that counts for something and is important in her life, and we're not going to throw that away easily. So at this point, I'm going to sign the order that says the motion for termination is denied, and we'll go from there. Ms. Strasper, do you have a question?
I do. Well, I'm just gonna tell you that I will go and file with the Supreme Court so I can present my actual evidence to prove the lies and the allegations that I already have. I have it. You're not listening. I have the proof of all the lies. She feels unsafe, and yet.
All right, Ms. Strasper, you can certainly appeal whatever thing that you would like to appeal.
I will.
Have at it.
Okay.
That's all for today then. Mr. Perry, I appreciate your assistance. Thank you all very much. That's all.
Mr. Perry, I gotta write that down. Okay. Well, we still get to be together. We get to see each other. It's okay. Just calm down. All right?
You're a liar.
Dice Paola. Ya, va a estar en un